Hi, I'm Abby McHugh-Griffa, Executive Director of the Rochester People's Climate Coalition, with a few updates on our work for you, but also a few remarks on this historic moment in which we are living and its implications for climate action. So, the past couple weeks have been hard, past few months have been hard, but let's be honest, for people of color, the past several hundred years have been hard. And so I know for myself, I've been giving a lot of thought to my role as a white climate activist, white female middle-class climate activist. What can I do? What should I do to not only address climate change, which is of course an issue I'm very, very passionate about, but also to address these other issues that are so intertwined: poverty, racism, climate change. We cannot address one without the other, and really hope to, make a meaningful difference on any of them. So, this how to operationalize our commitment to racial justice, this is something we wrestle with every day. And let's not pretend that there are easy answers. There are not easy answers. And as we move into the next phase of our work with the Collective Impact Initiative, it is critical for us that climate justice, equity, addressing the health disparities in our community, that these all be part of that larger conversation about climate solutions in our region. So we are committed to doing that work. We're working on doing that, and we invite you to do it with us. And I know, again, for myself as a white person who did not grow up being aware of, kind of the bigger picture in the world when it comes to race. In fact, I'd say until I was in my mid-30s, I was pretty clueless. I'm doing a lot of exploring lately and learning. Kind of blows my mind how ignorant I am on these issues. And I know that there are a lot of, white people who are in a similar situation. So let's acknowledge that. Let's work to address it and, all educate ourselves together about how we can do a better job. So, just wanted to put that out there. Again, this, it's maybe it's not going to be something I talk about every month in my videos, but trust me, in RPCC, we are thinking about this on a regular basis. What does this mean for the work? What does this mean for the community? What does this mean for how we implement climate solutions? Because of course, addressing climate change can alleviate a lot of injustice and, address these barriers that many communities face, or it can exacerbate existing injustices. So we have to be very intentional as we think about how our community wants to address climate change, that we don't leave people behind. All right, so we do have some other things going on this month, of course, and I did want to mention those briefly. One is that you may have heard that the city of Rochester is poised to select an administrator, officially select an administrator for community choice aggregation. And this is so significant. Local activists have been working on this literally for years. Many communities have moved forward with community choice aggregation, but the city of Rochester is kind of the big one, right, with the most residents. And so there will be an opportunity to speak to city council about this, to send letters of support. Yes, you can speak to city council even via Zoom or whatever platform it is they use. So stay tuned to our social media for more information about that. Also, the rate case. This is a process with RG&E that we've been engaged in now for just over a year. It is so close to being finished, and honestly, we cannot wait for it to be done. We have learned so much through this process about just how our energy system works, and why the system is, what's holding the problem in place. And we need to think about systems level solutions. Problem is, can't tell you much about it yet until that joint proposal has been released, because it is still officially in this confidential negotiation process. But any day now, we expect that joint proposal will be released. There will be opportunities for people to take action following that. So again, please stay poised to our social media for those action opportunities. And two other things just about the Collective Impact Initiative. Wanted to mention we are in the midst of a strategic planning process and are really very excited about kind of all that's going into that. And again, thinking about how do we bring these issues together and really make a profound difference for our community, a positive difference, ideally. And then, also as part of the collective impact work, we have been convening stakeholders, sector-specific stakeholders. So we had an agriculture meeting this past month, in May, and the month before that, some economic development stakeholders. And the really positive news out of that is that, community leaders, what we're seeing is that they want to address climate change. They want to figure out how we can work together effectively to make progress on climate. There's still a lot of educating to be done. There is still tons of coordinating to be done. But we are doing that work, and just excited about kind of, these early stages of convening stakeholders to get that massive cross-sector collaboration going that we're going to need to address this issue. So that's about all I have to say today. Please do the work, to figure out where your role is in addressing climate and addressing the issues of race and poverty and how all of those intersect. We all have a different way to go about making a difference. We're not all going to do the same thing, but we all need to be thinking about what meaningful role we can play. And together, we're gonna, make things better. Thanks. Bye-bye.